All right, so let me go through my little laundry list of things. And today is going to be kind of all about getting you set up for next week, which is a super weird week. So I just want to make sure everybody knows what's going on. All right, so first of all, I had a lot of questions about last night's homework. So here's what happened. There were, yep, see, here comes another one. Okay, so there were two assignments that I gave you. It was number 4 and number 10. Here's the problem with the textbook, which I didn't realize until I got a ton of emails about it. When I assign like number 4, it takes you to the page that has like 3, 4, 5, and 6 on it. Or when I assign number 10, I know it starts with number 9, which apparently is really hard because everybody was trying to do number 9. I didn't assign number 9. Okay, so if I do it again, you just have to look at like, oh, she just wants me to do number 10. I don't have to do number 9 above it, and I don't have to do number 11 below it. All right, so I think that was part of the problem, is that you were looking at the whole page that came up, which makes sense. I wish it had just taken you to that one activity, but it didn't. So really, like the first activity, I think you were supposed to say like what you used to have, like tenía dos peces, if you used to have some fish. And then on the other activity, again, it was just like describing, picking the adjective that described the person, like if they were funny or they were bad and they were whatever. Here's what I'm going to say. I got plenty of other things for us to work on. If you have not done this and you don't want to do it, don't do it. Okay? If you've done it and you put some effort in, I'll go back and give you some participation points. All right? So let's not worry about that. I got other priorities with the week we have coming up that I want you to focus on. All right? So I'll say that one more time. If you didn't do the homework and you didn't understand it, don't. Just leave it be. And if you did, I will give you a few participation points to say thanks for your efforts. All right? So we're not going to waste our time on that. All right. Next thing I want to talk about is grades. As I think I told you yesterday, I think that your grades are pretty much up to date. I am going to put those in the computer possibly today, if not on Monday. If there is anything you still want to get me or do, you need to do that ASAP because I'm not going to go back and change them. All right, this is a midterm grade. The point of a midterm is to say, hey, this is how things are going in Spanish. If you like your grade, then you keep doing what you've been doing. If you don't like your grade and you know you can do better, then you do better. Okay, this grade does not stick. It does not count for anything. It is literally a check-in, and this is how things are going. So once I put that in, I'm not going to go back and waste my time changing it. So if there's anything else you want to get me, okay, why don't I just say, let's get it to me today? Because I probably, honestly, at this point, I'm not going to get to grades until the weekend or Monday. So, but once I do, I'm not going back. So please get things to me. And if you do something, then you need to message me, especially if it's like in the textbook or something I might not see. All right, so that's the little thing on grades. All right, next up, I want to talk to you about what next week looks like and make sure you're clear. So for most of you, if you are on a red student day, you're going to come in on Wednesday. If you are a black student day, you're going to come in on Friday. Okay, so on Tuesday and Thursday, no Zoom. You only come in if you're coming in to take I-STEP. Who's taking I-STEP? Juniors. So if you're a junior, you're coming in to take I-STEP. If you're a senior who needs to retake it or you missed it the first time, you're coming in on those 2 days. Everybody else, it's just a Canvas day. So Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, you're going to have assignments that I'm going to go over today. There are 3 things that you're basically going to be working on. Okay? So that's kind of the explanation there of what you can anticipate for next week. I know it's a little confusing, so I wanted to clarify, and I'm sure you'll get a parent square about it this weekend, but that's the gist of it. Any questions on all of that? That all make sense? Okay. All right, so I think we're going to jump in here. We're going to go through your last quiz today. We're going to work on our speaking questions. I'm going to explain to you when your speaking quiz is going to be next week. And then I'm going to tell you about a project you're going to work on next week. And then we're going to play some Book It. Okay, so that's kind of my order of things today if you're looking at your schedule. So I want to kind of jump in so we manage to have time to do all the things and especially Book It at the end. Okay. So let's jump into your last quiz. So if you would please be so kind as to go to your current lesson, if you're not already there, and click on number 1. And let's take a look at what happened on your last quiz. If it went well, if it didn't go well, we are not done with the imperfect. In fact, you have a 60-point project on the imperfect next week. That's number 3. So let's make sure we understand the imperfect. So please click on your quiz. I'm not screen sharing here because I want you to look at your own quiz. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute or two. I think it's set so you can see the right answer. You can see the, I don't know, the corrections. You can see what you put. I am going to go through some at the bottom, but obviously anything you want me to talk about specifically, please put on the chat, or obviously you guys that are here can just tell me. So I'm going to pause for a minute or two. I want you focused on this quiz. See what you did right, see what you did wrong, see what you have questions on. Put them in the chat. Okay, ready, set, go. There's two possible reasons for that. So I want you to focus and make sure you understand what the problem is. And if it's a problem, like a bigger problem, you come and see me on Monday. I have my student hours on Monday at 10 o'clock. So please feel free to Zoom in and we can talk one-on-one. All right, so like if I look at number 9, there's 2 things that have to happen for me to get number 9 right. I have to recognize the subject of my sentence, and then I have to know my imperfect endings, okay? So I need to know like Abba, Abbas, Abba, and Ia, Ias, Ia, and I need to know there are 3 irregulars, right? Era, Iba, and Veia. So those are the first things I need to know. Then I need to be able to recognize how to, what form to put it in. So I think some of you, this kind of goes back to first year. And if this is hard for you, this is something you definitely should come and talk to me about. All right, and if I see my, mi hermano y yo, my brother and I have to recognize that together my brother and I makes we, right? So I need the nosotros form. If that is hard for you, you should probably come talk to me one-on-one. All right, so then I know the we form of ser is éramos, accent over the E. All right, this one says nosotros, so I just have to know that íbamos is irregular. All right, looking at number 10, mi hermano, my brother Carlos. Well, again, that's a he, so I would need the he form, tenía, and then here it gives you L, we know it's he, era. All right, so then I keep going, look at number 11. Sometimes people get all stressed out. They don't know what El Partido is. It's a game, like a football game or a basketball game. It's like a sporting event. But look, even if you don't know what that word means, you can look at it and see that it is one thing, right? It's singular. So if you have one thing, it's an it. If you need to find out what form to put it in, it goes with he, she, and it. Okay, so it'd be in the he, she form, empezaba. So if you see one thing, he, she form. All right, then you got nosotros, nosotros. Let's look at 12. You've got the yo form. You've got nosotros. I think those are pretty straightforward. I will say ver is irregular. Make sure it was veía, V-E. All right, let's look at 13. Mis hermanos. So again, you don't know mis hermanos or my siblings or my brothers. You can still answer this question because you can see that it's something plural. So it's they. Okay, so you need the ellos form. Jugaban. I saw a lot of jugabas. All right, so it's they. All right, 14 and 15 were probably the 2 most missed questions. So let's look at these together, whether you got them right, whether you got them wrong. Look at them one more time with me. All right, number 14, this word mi familia gets people all the time. It came up in that Nearpod we did. I tried to explain it then. If you missed it, listen, let's not miss it again. All right, how many people are in a family doesn't matter. Okay, when you look at the word mi familia, how many families am I talking about? Show me on your hands. How many families? Right? 1. So that means it goes in that he, she, it category. The family is nice. You don't say the family are nice. It's one family. So it should be vivía. It's one family. Okay? It's not, now if it said mi familia y yo, then it would be we, my family and I. But if it just says mi familia, it is one family. That gets people all the time. So please stick that in the back of your brain. If you see that again, one family, it's singular. Let's see, on this last box in 14, when you have a question, usually the to comes after it. So if you were confused and you couldn't find the subject pronoun, that's because in a question it comes after, but it is there. And the last one, 15, weather. Okay, in present tense, we say the weather, it's one thing. It's kind of like family. Hace mucho sol, it's sunny. So in the past, we would just use the he, she, it, hacía mucho sol. Because again, it's the weather, one thing. So it's a he, she, it category again. All right, does that help? I know I had a few questions on those in the chat. If you still have a question, let me know. Or if I need to say anything one more time, let me know. Does that help? Because these are not going away. Going once, going twice. Okay, again, if this is hard or you didn't do well, come see me on Monday. Okay, 10 o'clock are my office hours, my student support hours. All right, so let's wrap that up, and we are going to get started with our imperfect questions. Again, I want you to go to your own. So go to your current lesson. They are linked there under number 2. Okay, I should see everybody headed to their current lesson. Linked under number 2. I want to make sure you understand what the speaking quiz is for next week, because again, I'm not going to see you much next week. So I want to explain it really well right now and get you practicing. All right, so everybody click on your questions. If you have not done these questions, you're super behind, okay? Because they were due Monday, and we worked on them at least once or twice this week. So let me explain to you what the quiz is, so I want everybody to listen, because again, I'm not going to see you much next week. So here's the deal. This quiz will probably be 35 points, I would guess. It'll be kind of like your final exam speaking. That's kind of what I'm modeling this off of. Okay, getting you a chance to practice. So you got 5 questions. I need you to be able to answer them in Spanish by next Friday. Okay, they need to be memorized, your answers. Okay, I'll say that again. They need to be memorized. You're not reading them. You are saying them when I ask you. I can mix up the order too. So you need to know what goes with what. If you hear me say que comías, you need to know that means what did you used to eat. Okay, if I say que te gustaba, you got to know that means what did you used to like. Good. All right, so you need to know the questions. You need to know your answers. I am listening for 4 things. Number 1, comprehensibility. Do you understand the question? Can you answer it? Number 2, can I understand your answer? Okay, I'm looking for a nice sentence in Spanish using the imperfect. Number 3, grammar. I'll listen for that imperfect verb. Does it have an aba or an ia on the end of it? Unless it's irregular like iba or era. Number 4 is risk-taking. Let me tell you what that means. Is comía la pizza a sentence in Spanish? Yeah, comía la pizza. Is la pizza like the hardest word you've ever had to learn? Not really. All right, so that's fine. But if you can do more than that, you should, okay? So either pick a word from your vocab or pick 2 things, right? Tell me 2 foods. Tell me 2 things you used to like. Give me a little more. Show me what you can do. You will be rewarded, okay? I'll give you an extra point or 2 if you show me more than just comía la pizza. Comía la pizza is okay, but it's not like the best answer you could give me, okay? So keep that in mind as we're practicing, as you're working on these. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So when are you going to do these? So let me give you the overview of next week, and then we're going to practice these. We'll practice a little bit right now, maybe a little after lunch. So next Wednesday, you're going to have a vocab quiz. Okay, I'll say that again. Next Wednesday, you have a vocab quiz. If you would like to do these for me after the quiz, because you know they don't usually take the whole period, I will give you the option to get it done next Wednesday. If you are not feeling it next Wednesday, then you will plan to go on Friday. Okay, so you've got a week to practice these, which I think is pretty reasonable because you already have them all planned out. And practice them now. It's one of the 3 things you're going to do on Monday and Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, so that's where we're headed. Any questions for the good of the group before we do a quick practice on these? Okay, I want to run through them each quickly, and then I'm going to give you some groups. If you're in here, we'll kind of split up and do it a few times. If you're online, we'll do it in a breakout room, okay? So let's go through them real quick. I want you to hear one good answer. If you need to adjust yours, fix it. If it's not perfect, fix it. If you want to turn it in again because you want me to look at it again, just resubmit it. All right, número uno. Cuando eras niño, ¿cómo eras? I want to know when you were a kid, what were you like? Can I get like 2 good answers? Somebody want to tell me? Answer that question for me? It looks like somebody put in the chat. Hold on, let me see. All right, Carter, you go ahead.
Cuando era niño, jugaba football.
Okay, that is a great answer, probably for number 2. For number 1, I want to know what were you like? Is that what you had for number 1, Carter, or did you actually have that for number 2?
I think I had that for number 1.
Okay, so what I want you to do, tell me, like, if you want to, like, if you love sports or whatever, you could tell me you were athletic. You could say era atletico, but I want to know something that, like, describes your personality.
Okay.
Okay, so listen to a couple more examples and make sure you just adjust that. That would be a perfect answer for number 2, though. All right, let me get a couple more for number 1. Callie, if it says incomplete, either I was waiting for you to return it in, or maybe I just didn't quite mark it correctly. Maybe just resubmit it with any corrections, and then I'll mark it complete. These are actually, it wasn't worth points. It'll be worth points when you present it, so don't worry about that. Emma, you want to give me an answer?
Yeah. Yo era desobediente y tímida.
Great answer. She said, yo era desobediente y tímida. Okay, that's a really good answer because she gave me 2 things, and one of them was vocab. And she said tímida because she's a girl. So that would be a great answer, Emma. All right, want to do one more? Somebody in here, just raise your hand. I thought you did. Oh, question?
No.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Leo.
Yo era por parce bien.
Okay, so if you want to say, like, I behaved well, that one's a little different. You're going to have to not use era with that. So you're going to say, because you're not going to say, I used to behave well. That's what you've got. So get rid of era and just use portaba bien. Okay, good answer. So that one's just a little bit different the way you set up. Or you can use era and pick a different adjective. Up to you. All right, let's do one more. I feel like we've had a few. Anybody else want to check one, or if you're feeling good, you can share it. One more on number 1. One more on number 1. One more on number 1. Anyone? Do you want me to call on you? I don't know. Can somebody just share? All right, Dawson, you want to do number 1? What you got?
I said de pequeño, menudo jugaba baseball.
Okay, I love that answer. Again, that sounds like number 2, though. Is that what you have for number 1 or number 2?
That's what I had for number 2.
Okay, good answer for number 2. So let's go. So that's a good answer. He said jugaba baseball, right? I used to play baseball. Can I get one more for number 1? Reginald, go ahead.
Yo era un niño energético y malo.
Good. Okay. So era un niño energético y malo. So again, just adjectives. Okay, is all I want for number 1. Then number 2, you get into que hacías, what you used to do. So we had jugaba baseball. Somebody want to give me one more? Somebody who didn't use jugar. Anybody use a different verb? Tell me something you used to do. Oh, come on, give me one real quick. I want to finish this question. Somebody give me one for number 1, number 2, and then we can go to lunch. Who's going to save us so we can go to lunch? I mean, you all turn these in. What's going on? Hello? Gabby, can you help us so we can go to lunch?
Yeah. Are we on number
2?
2?
Uh-huh.
Cantaba. That's all I had.
Good, that's fine. Cantaba. She used to sing. Somebody else on the chat said jugaba en la nieve. Used to play in the snow. So any verbs there will work. All right, go to lunch. We'll finish these after lunch. You guys have them, right? You're just being quiet. You have these answers. Okay. They're freaking me out a little bit that nobody had the answers. Can we get a couple quick examples? De niño que te gustaba. All right, here we come. I want some good examples. Okay, Reginald's gonna start us.
Me gustaba correr.
Okay, good. Me gustaba correr. All right, give me another one. What do you have? Cannon, what do you have for the number 3?
Me gustaba Legos.
Oh, good. Okay, you said Legos, right?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure it's gustaban, just because there's lots of Legos. So me gustaban Legos. Muy bien. All right, give me another one, Leo.
Me gustaban, juguetes.
Good. Me gustaban juguetes. Good word. That means toys, right? All right, let's go on to number 4. ¿Qué comías? Somebody tell me some things you used to eat. ¿Qué comías? JJ, want to do that one? ¿Qué comías?
Yeah. What number? No.
It's the 4th one. ¿Qué comías?
Yo. Era Dosi or something. Yo era Dosi.
No, it should be what did you eat? You got a food one there? Yo comía something?
Yo come here. Pizza.
Okay, so make sure you have comía, C-O-M-I-A. I used to eat. Yo comía. Good. Give me another example. All right, go ahead, Demetrius.
No comía waffles y huevos.
Muy bien. Okay, comía. He said waffles. What did you say?
Huevos.
What's the word you're saying before sushi?
Huevos.
Rolo? Like rolled up? Is that what you mean?
Huevos.
Okay, yeah. Good. All right, it was with the mask. It's just sometimes hard to hear what you're saying there. Good, muy bien. All right, let's do our last one. ¿A dónde ibas como un niño? ¿A dónde ibas? I don't know. Daily, wanna do it? Daily? Oh, Daily's not back yet. How about Quentin? Wanna do it?
Iba Hadicio de Recreo.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So let me help you with that one. And again, if some of these words are vocab, remember you can always go to Quizlet and you can click on options and it'll say them for you. So I think you're saying playground, right? Is that what you're trying to say there, Quentin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me help everybody else say it for you. So if you want to say, I think that's right. Wait, what were? No, I'm good. Yeah, that's for next week. Yeah, next week. You're good. Thank you, though. Sorry, I lost my. You were doing playground. El patio de recreo, right? That second word is sometimes hard. Recreo, like it's a recreation, is where that word's coming from. Okay, so here's what I would like to do. I would like to put you in some breakout rooms. All right. Now, right now, I'm not seeing a lot of screens on, which is okay as long as you're there. When I put you in a breakout room, I want you to turn on your camera if you can. It makes it much easier to talk. At least unmute yourself. And then what you're going to need to do, unless you're in here, you need to split your screen because I want you to be able to look at the question and then I want you to be able to see your answers. Okay, if you're in here, I'll leave these up so you just have to see your answers. All right, and then I want you to go through these. I want you to ask and answer each of these questions. I'm going to hopefully give you, I don't know, I'm going to watch my time, probably 2 different partners to practice with. All right, so when you get on there, you need to say hi quickly. Okay, and then say, hey, do you want to ask me first or you want me to ask you? And then you need to help each other. If somebody gets stuck, please help them. All right. So obviously that's the one thing you're missing. When I'm in here, I can listen to these guys, but I can't hear you. So you have to kind of help each other or ask me if you have a question. All right. Yeah. Number 2, what did you used to do? So any verbs, like I used to play, I used to practice, I used to listen, I used to watch. Yeah. 5 is where did you used to go? All right, let me get Roderick in here. Let me just reset these up real quick. I'm going to do maybe a group of 2 or 3. So that way, if one person doesn't know what's going on, hopefully the other 2 people can help. All right, so please go to your room and say hello quickly and see if you can get through these questions before I pull you back and then I'll give you a different group. All right, so when I open these, please join your breakout room. Ready, set, go. All right, so what I'm gonna do in here, why don't I just do this kind of on seat? So Leo, turn around, you talk to Demetrius back there, and then Byron, you and please. And then as soon as I get these guys set up, I'm going to come and listen in so I can help you with some real-time feedback. Yeah.
Okay, so the 2 I said, love you,
Okay, so you want to put jugar in the past tense. So jugaba, right? All of your ARs should have aba or your ERs should have ia.
from Joe to Gaba.
Uh-huh. Okay, I got Reginald, Gabby, JJ, and Henry. Henry, I know I need to assign you a group. Everybody else needs to accept their breakout room. Ready, go. Henry, I'll put you in 6. Okay, Reginald, JJ, I don't know what's going on. If you can get to your breakout room, get there. So here's what I'm going to say. Okay, hopefully you got a little practice in. Obviously it's easier for me to help the people that were here than you. So if you still have questions, just message me. Or if you want to resubmit your thing again, I can look it over one more time and make sure that we are good to go, that you've got all your corrections made so you can practice Monday, Tuesday, and be ready by next Friday. All right, so you gotta learn these 5 sentences by next Friday. All right, I have one last thing I need to talk about, and I need your undivided attention. So, phone friends, you're all on your phones, put them down. All right, and I want to talk about a project that I'm going to give you next week to work on. All right, so it obviously has to do with the imperfect. I want to go over it very briefly, and hopefully we'll have time for book it. I don't know. If not, I'll squeeze it in sometime. It's just so hard because I think I was just saying I'll lose time like at the beginning and end of each one of your split classes. So I don't quite get through what I do in my other classes. Okay, what I need to do is actually, if you want to just look with me, we are going to do, it's on your agenda today. It's the third thing. I will screen share. It's called Album de Fotos. So what do you suppose you're going to make for me? Yeah, a photo album. All right, so you should be looking at it with me. Let me run through the gist, and then this is going to be basically one of your big things that you're going to work on for me on your own next week because you have these 3 Canvas days. All right, so you are going to make a photo album. Obviously, we are talking about your childhood, so I want you to think about what you were like when you were a baby, when you were 2, when you were 5, when you were 7. You go up through middle school. All right, so your childhood. You're going to put together a photo album. Here's what you need to include. There are 2 things here. So number 1, 10 photos. Now, you can do drawings if you like to draw and you don't want to use photos. You can use digital photos if you have them. If your parents have those old-fashioned, like regular photos, you can always just take a quick picture of them and make them into digital photos, right? I don't care if they're the highest quality. You can take a picture of a picture and then boom, you have a digital photo. Or if you don't have any photos or you just don't want to use them, clip art is fine too. All right, so somehow I need 10 pictures of you. Can include your siblings, can include family, can include your friends, can just be you, whatever you want. Okay, so 10 pictures. Now, you're going to put these together and it says number 2, each photo needs to have a caption. Here's the bulk of points. So everybody listen. Each caption must be 2 sentences. And each sentence should include a different verb in the imperfect tense. So think about that. If you have 2 sentences, each one has an imperfect verb, and you have 10 of these, how many imperfect verbs do you need? It's down here in the grade. How many? 20. Hey, I'm going to say that 3 times. 20 different imperfect verbs. 20 different imperfect verbs. How many? 20. That's the bulk of this project. Now, this means you're going to talk about what you and or your friends and your family used to do or used to be like. Okay? Here are a bunch of examples. I used to sing. I used to draw. I used to read. I used to dance. I used to go. I used to play. I used to visit. I used to eat. That's 8. How many do you need? 20. You don't have to use my 8. I just was trying to list some to get you thinking. So you need to think of 20 different verbs, 20 different actions. All right? Now, here's the thing that sometimes confuses people. So listen. It says photos. Boys in back, are you listening? Seems like you're on your phone. So, photos need to be, do not need to specifically match your sentences. All right? So listen. You have a cute little picture of you as a kid, and you want to say, I used to draw, but you're not drawing in the picture. That's fine. Okay? I don't need you to find a picture of you on a bike if you want to say, I used to ride my bike. I don't need you to find a picture of you drawing if you want to say, I used to draw. Just give me 10 cute pictures of you, all right, and your family or whatever. And then I need sentences using 20 different verbs. They do not have to match your picture perfectly, okay? All right, then I would like you to underline your imperfect verbs. That's for you and for me, because I want to see that you have how many different verbs? 20. If I use era 5 times, does that count? No, because it's the same word over and over again. All right, I need 20 different verbs. All right, then you can, how are you going to do this? You can do a PowerPoint, you can do Google Slides, you can do it on a piece of paper and take a picture. I said, if you have a different idea, let me know. I don't really care how you do this. I just want you to do it in a way that is easy for you. You're going to have Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Okay, you're going to have 3 assignments on each of those days. It's going to say Quizlet, because I want you getting ready for a vocab quiz on Wednesday. It's going to say speaking questions, because I want you getting ready for your speaking quiz on Friday. And then it's going to say photo album. So again, that's it. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. This is going to be due Friday night. Okay, I don't need this to extend into the next weekend. So you have basically the week to do it and 3 full days of class time. So I think that should do it for you. Here's the breakdown of points. It is 60 points. So do a good job. The bulk of it is 20 different verbs and 20 correct verbs. I'll be looking for aba and ia on the end of your verbs with the accents and 20 different ones. Some pictures for having your photos and then just kind of your overall grammar. You shouldn't be Google translating much. If you don't know the word for to draw, look up to draw. That's it. Then you put it in the imperfect. That's all you need to do. Okay? So keep it simple. Show me you can use all these verbs. Yes.
So can you just like here, like different format, like these things?
Yeah.
Oh,
And they can be short. They can literally, a sentence literally is, when I was little, I used to draw. I mean, I guess technically you could just say I used to draw. That is a sentence, right? So short and sweet is fine. Okay, keep it simple. Simple, simple. I'd rather be simple than you Google translate all kinds of nonsense. All right, does that work? Okay. Questions on anything? Because I'm not going to see you again until Wednesday, and Wednesday is your vocab quiz. And I will list all of this for you on Canvas to remind you of these dates, but that's the next time I will see you. Any questions? Are you sure? Okay, so those are your priorities. I don't think it's worth it to start a game. Sorry, I tried really hard. I promise we'll get to book it again. I'll put it in the calendar for the next time we have time. It's just a weird day that I had to get through everything. So I am happy to